In Baroque music, Handel, Bach, there's often very, very small amounts of text. So, and we have to say things in lots of different ways, but we have to focus on the text that we have in a very concentrated way. What are the important words in this aria, do you think, that you can colour with your voice?
Vieni. Maybe. Vieni.
Vieni. Good. What does that mean? Vieni.
Come in.
That's it. Come to me. Vieni. Come here. Come here.
Vieni l'alma a consola.
Still a pretty tune, but it doesn't have the intensity of those words. So the first thing is,
Dove sei?
where are you?
Dove sei?
Yeah,
Dove sei?
Dove sei?
Amato bene.
Amato bene. Vieni l'alma a consola.
lovely. There's already a big change because something's going on inside, and so the voice is saying, yes, oh yes, that's what I want to do. And that's really important. Now, focus on consola. Consola. Could you hug yourself when you say it? Consola, consola. You need a hug, okay? A consola. You have a breath if you like. Because you might have a breath if you were to say it twice.
Yeah.
Good. It needs to be, it's a bit sharp. It's a bit above the note. Try that for me. It's almost. I think try that speed. That's it. That'll do. That rhythm is written out lots of different ways. It doesn't matter if do that rhythm I just given you. That's very good. Now, amato bene.
Amato bene. Amato bene.
Amato bene.
Amato bene.
That's it. Vieni, vieni, not vieni.
Right.
Vieni, vieni.
Vieni.
Just give us a B natural.
Vieni, vieni, vieni.
It's talking about a bit of Vieni, Vienna, Vieni, e. Vieni l'alma. It's a bit higher in the mouth. It's a question of where your tongue is. If it's vie, tongue is flat. If it's vie, its tongue is high. Vieni l'alma. Make do the vieni, the high tongue one. Can you go? Hey, It's the first one. Vieni.
Vieni
not vieni.
Vieni.
Yeah, no, not quite getting the tongue right. Vieni.
Vieni.
That's it.
Vieni l'alma.
Vieni l'alma.
It's coming, it's coming.
A consolar.
A consolar.
Good. And those words will take you right through to the middle section, sono presso. So can we just try the whole of the first section now, thinking about the emotion of those 4 things you have to say, and then the Italian consonants vieni, consola, con, and amato, to. It's almost like they're almost like a D. Amato is wet, and consola. Those are not Italian. Consola, amato.
Dove sei, amato bene, vieni l'alma a consolar.
Good, thank you. Just a couple of little things, really, about intelligibility in being able to tell what words are. They've done a lot of tests in opera houses where they make sopranos sing very high and then ask somebody sitting in the seats to write down the words that they sing. They can only tell about 10% of the words. Only 10%. If they then ask the singer to spit the consonants, to make the consonants stronger, they can get about 15%. But if they make the vowels clear, they get about 50% of the words. So in the words, if vieni, slightly wrong vowel, then that will stop us hearing that word. Even a simple thing like this, vieni, ei. And it's the vowels that carry the emotion of the music. You can use the consonants for expressive purposes, but it's the vowels that carry your thoughts. So if the vowel is vie, and you're trying to think, come to me, vieni, vieni, ei, you can make that vowel really tell us what you're feeling.
Yeah.
But vie is blank. All right? So not only is it good Italian, but it actually fulfills the function of making you want to understand the feeling behind the word, not just the word itself. And that's so important, I think, and choirs similarly need to think about that as well. They need to think about the colours of vowels and the use of diphthongs. Do you know diphthongs? So the idea of changing vowels. Think of the word prize, to win the prize. You need to use the diphthong in order to make you proud of winning the prize.
Edi crudi miei lamenti.
Go on.
Sol, yeah.
Sol.
Sol, okay.
Sol.
Con te
No, G natural.
Sol,
That's it.
sol con te posso bear. Sol con te posso bear. Sol con te posso bear.
Good, that's much better. Now, the other thing that, provided she gets the sound of the Italian right, the tuning comes right. If the Italian is slightly not quite right, the tuning goes off. Do you notice that? It's very, these things, nothing in singing is on its own. It's all, everything relates to emotion, correctness of the vowel, the way the notes come. All of those things go together. So if you get the Italian colours right, often the tuning will come into frame. Because English singers have a way of, their mouths are used to English, so as your mouths are used to English and Danish, and they follow certain patterns of usage. And when you move to another language, you tend to first of all see it like Danish or English with differences. So some of the sounds are like Danish and some are different. They're all different. Every single one of the sounds is different in different languages. Don't think of them as being similar. They're like different colours. It's like you go to the paint shop and get a range of paints, and they're all Italian paints, and Danish paints, and English paints. They're all slightly different. And ah in English is not the same as ah in Italian. And I'm sure Danish has its own peculiarities, which I don't know. But it's not, they're not the same. They are all slightly different shades of colour. And you need to get into those shades of colour in order to find, in order to paint the picture that's on the page. Tormenti, tormenti, not tormenti. Because torment is very English. That's the way we'd say it in English. Torment. We're suffering torment. Torment. Nothing that would cause you any problems, really. Just a little bit of torment. The Italians go, torment, torment, tormenti. And the whole sound would be totally different because it would have much more emotion in it anyway, because we're English and we just don't do emotion, really. Sorry about that. But those things would just make the whole thing come alive. Do you speak Italian at all? Have you studied Italian?
No.
It doesn't matter provided you, I mean, it's nice to study the language, but it is very important that every word that you say, you know what it means, whatever language you're singing in. You have to have in your brain love, hate, hunger. It has to go through your brain as that emotion in your own language, really. You have to translate it as you go along. Otherwise, it's always a bit, we only hear half the emotion. All right?
Yeah.
Very, very lovely. Thank you so much.